Hello everyone, and welcome back to Luxury Now. Running businesses is one of the most difficult jobs in the world. One tiny mistake would cost you and the company a fortune. And I'm not talking about just any normal companies. We're talking about billions of dollars. So important as it is, it must be super rewarding, right? Ladies and gentlemen, let's find out about the world's highest paid CEOs. Number 10, Shantanu Narayen, 39.1 million. One of the Indians' miracles and the CEO of one of the most famous companies out there. It's a really weak chance that you haven't heard of this company, Adobe. Like many other Indians, after he finished his higher education in communication engineering, he went out to California, US to pursue his MBA. His first big job was at Apple. Then he received a job offer from Adobe to work as a vice president of worldwide production research. He kept on the good work until he was promoted to become the CEO of the company in 2007. With a huge salary of $39.1 million annually, he surely deserves it. Number 9, Bill McDermott, $41.7 million. He is not very famous, you probably haven't never heard of him, but his story is definitely worth telling. ServiceNow is one of the most successful companies in making money, with an estimated net income of $3.5 billion annually. I think they don't mind paying $41.7 million to the man behind all the success. Since a young boy, Bill has always been a bright businessman. He enrolled in the business school to have his MBA, and he managed to cover all the expenses through investments he made. From a small job in some company to executive vice president of Cyber Systems in 2002 to the CEO of a giant software company, ServiceNow. Number 8, Lachlan Murdoch, $42.1 million. Fox Corporation CEO himself is paying a visit to this list, and this man has a long journey moving from a company to another, to finally rest, for now, at Fox making $42.1 million out of the total $11.4 billion the company makes annually. And to reach any of these positions, he clearly had help. The father, Rupert Murdoch, owned News Corporation, and although Lachlan had a bachelor's degree in philosophy, he didn't use it at all. At 22, he became the general manager of Queensland newspaper. He carried on in the family's newspaper. A position after another, he eventually became a chairman at the company. After that, he went through ups and downs to return to the family business after a long time investing outside. But this didn't last long as he accepted the position of executive chairman of 21st Century Fox, which is now a Disney property. So he ended up as the CEO of Fox Corporation. Number 7, Satya Nadella, $42.9 million. When I ask you who is the CEO of Microsoft, if the answer is not Satya Nadella, then your answer is wrong. Who else would receive annual compensation of $42.9 million in 2019? Satya was born in India, and after he had his degree in electrical engineering, he decided to take the leap and go to the US, to eventually become the third CEO in the company's history in 2014. After a long journey of obstacles and success, the man's administration is very dominant. As CEO, he purchased Minecraft's company, Mojang, LinkedIn, and GitHub. Do you think he would stop there? Number 6, Miguel Particio, $43.3 million. The one and only Kraft Heinz CEO Miguel Particio. The Portuguese businessman had to move to Brazil, São Paulo to have his MBA. After that, he had a journey full of working at famous brands such as Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, and finally Kraft Heinz. In spite of that, he prefers his private life over fame. Maybe one of the most secretive people in the world. Number 5, David Zaslav, $45.8 million. Are you a fan of entertainment TV channels? Either way, you must have heard about Discovery. Now, you can guess who David is the CEO of. In fact, he's the only CEO in the field to be paid a compensation of $45.8 million annually. David saw himself more suitable in the media field than he is in the courtroom. He quit being an attorney to work for NBC Universal. For 20 years, he was in charge of domestic US channels until 2007 when he accepted the position of Discovery's CEO, and he has been there since then. Number 4, John C. Plant, $51.7 million. John here made a $6 million jump over David. The oldest CEO on this list receives $51.7 million compensation in 2019. John's life is full of success leading positions, CEO positions, including until he made it to the Helmet Aerospace. Although history doesn't dive deeply unlike a lot of CEOs on the list, but he has never failed to be good at his job. Number 3, Lisa Su, $58.5 million. The first and only woman on the list so far. Lisa was born in Taiwan and was raised in the United States after her family's migration. She had always been interested in maths and electronics. At the age of college, she decided to go to MIT as the hardest program available in electronic engineering. After she got her PhD, she took a job after another until she finally made her way to become the CEO of Advanced Micro Devices to get a compensation of $58.5 million last year. Such an amazing woman. Number 2, Bob Swann, $66.9 million. The man who tried every role he could get, Bob Swann. He runs the company that powers millions of devices, Intel. He basically had been in all positions on the company could have. Not just that, he also worked in his senior positions in various companies. HP and eBay are just two of them. Bob received a 2019 CEO compensation of $66.9 million. You could call him a one-man army. Number 1, Sundar Pichai, $280 million. Do you think they're getting a lot of money? Google will always pay you more. The world's most paid CEO had a 2019 compensation of $280 million, which is 4 times more than the world's second most paid CEO. Sundar is one of the miracles on this list. He was born in India and received a degree from there. After that, it's just a matter of time for him to rock it. He went to Stratford and Pennsylvania for higher education. But once he found his way into Google, he kept rising till he reached the top of the pyramid. Under his administration, Google is one of the most successful companies in history. I believe he deserves the money he gets. I mean, if not, then who? And that was our list of the highest paid CEOs till 2019, and clearly so far. You would definitely want a job with so much money like that. Until that happens, let us know what you think about this episode. Leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell to always catch up with new, fresh videos we make.